Tonight's program is brought to you by Autolite Spark Plugs. The best light is Autolite. And now, Barry Comerick Van Leningham Theatre Group presents the Untitled radio drama, or How I Managed to Write a Script About My Days as a Journalist with No Prior Screenwriting Experience. Starring Joseph Comerick as Steve Spud, Taylor Van Leningham as Jack Sheen, Security Guard, Michael, Drunk Sarah Palin, and Bleeding Man, and Allie Berry as Steve's mom, Skinky Receptionist, and White House Party Host. Guest stars include Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Sarah Palin, Rush Limbaugh, and John McCain as themselves. Now, please enjoy the show. My name is Steve Spud. I'm an inspector in the city of foulness and greed, where the sun never shines, and where the rain comes down like the mood of a man who has lost everything.
Hey, Steven!
Yes, Mom?
Hey, Steven!
What? What do you want?
I made brownies. You want one?
Mom, Okay, yeah, I'll have one.
Well, you better order to go, because you're going to be late for work. And for God's sake, got tape recorders for official interviews, not your little Detective Brown fantasies. Now get up here!
Alright, I'm coming, Mom.
What?
I'm coming, Mom! PCP. Politicians covering politics. News. The best news covered by the best reporters. I hate my job. Actually, it's not the reporting I hate, but the material I have to work with. It's dull, repetitive, and will not lend me a date with a hot, skanky receptionist.
You're late.
Yes, but had I known you would be here, I'd have come in earlier.
The boss is waiting for you at your desk.
Swing and a miss. Thanks, beautiful. The desk of Steve Spud is clean and organized, just how he left it. An oasis of sanctity in a desert of incompetence. An oasis in which my boss sits, waiting like a dingo waits for a baby.
And may I ask why you are late again?
Mr. Sheen,
No, Steve, that was a redundant question. I am Jack Sheen. Jack like Jack Bauer, and Sheen like Charlie Sheen. Thus, I should only have the best working for me. Just look at Mike Heel. He's on time every day, has a great story to me every night by 5 p.m. sharp. Every day, he wears those nice slacks and comes into work ready to play and everything.
There we go, he heard his name. He just thinks he's so good. He is coming in for the kill to brown-nose the boss. And never is he without something to give the boss. What is it today? That stupid little folder of his. Let's see what he has.
Do you understand my expectations now, Steve?
Absolutely, sir.
I hear my name upon the wind.
What wind?
Mike Heel, my star journalist. While you're here, I'd like to congratulate you on getting the White House gig. See, Steve, Mike Heel has been chosen to represent PCP News at the White House dinner tonight. Do you know what he gets to do? He gets to interview the biggest political figures about the world's most important issues. Now, if you were always on time and were able to find stories more interesting than
Men's basketball at 7 p.m. in the gym today.
something interesting enough to land you a date with my receptionist, then perhaps I would have considered you to do the job. Then again, I probably would have gone with Mike Heel anyway, just because he's so damn punctual.
I understand, sir.
Good. Back to work, you two.
With that, Mr. Sheen left me alone with Mike Hill. For the next 10 seconds, I was in hell. And Mike Hill was my patron.
In my country, when a man did not do his job, he was hung by his toes over a flock of sheep, so that when his body was finally separated from his toes, their wool was the last soft thing he felt, before we pelted him with rocks!
Mike Hill was born in Colorado. As he swaggered away, I noticed that Mr. Tall, white and full of himself, had left his work folder on my desk. Like any good American citizen, I picked it up and thumbed through it, and found his press badge inside. Sitting down, I pondered as to how I might be able to use this wonderful opportunity to get back at Mike Heel. 6 hours passed. Then, finally, the perfect plan came to me, all wrapped up with a little bow, waiting for me to tear it open. I grabbed my trench coat, along with Mike Heel's badge, and headed straight for the garage, where Mike Heel's silver Ultima lay dormant in his yuppie, reserved parking space. I took out the knife I just happened to have in my coat pocket. Yuppie cars for yuppie people. I slashed his tires. Hearing footsteps behind me, I turned and saw...
Steve?
Mr. Sheen? Oh my god, I am so sorry.
What the f*** are you doing? This is my car! My car! What do you think you're doing?
I'm so sorry. I thought this was Mike Heel's car.
Mike Heel's car? For God's sakes! Mike Heel has an Ultima. An Ultima! This is a Maxima. There's a difference. Mike Heel's car is over there.
Well, long story short, I somehow evaded the ultimate wrath of my boss and proceeded to slash the tires of Mike Heel's Ultima, whose license plate simply read,
Mike Heel.
What a self-righteous jerk. Anyhow, once the deed was done, I hopped into my own vehicle and sped towards home.
Oh my god, my leg! Oh my god, what happened, man? I can't even tell where my blood is. It's everywhere. Oh my god, dude, I'm going into shock. Somebody, oh god.
Boy, that guy was unlucky. Minutes later, I barged through the front door of my mother's apartment. Mom, bring me the tux. Tonight, I mark my territory on journalism history. This tuxedo, which my robe-clad mother presented to me, belonged to my father. I won't go into details, but my father left for milk 30 years ago. Daddy? But I digress. My mother insisted that she drive me to the White House because...
It's not every day that your son gets to interview people at the most happening place in town.
I told her that I was perfectly willing to drive, but my mother can be stubborn and, well, a bitch. 10 minutes, 28 hunks, and 2 tickets later, we arrived at our destination. I stepped out of the car and started up the grand staircase.
Have a good time, sweetie. You'll do just fine.
I'm not being dropped off at preschool. I'm an adult, full-grown, 30-year-old. Forget it. Thanks, Mom. I will. Truth to tell, I was nervous as a man who was about to pull off something totally legal and extremely exciting. Which is pretty damn nervous. I was about to enter the front door when I was stopped by a giant mutated a really ugly security guard.
ID, press pass, invitation, something to keep us from having some Friday crashes.
I handed the man Mike Heel's press pass with my photo glued onto it and sat there waiting. Sizing up the security guard, I started having second thoughts. What if he knows it's a fake?
All clear, Mr. Falonzo.
Now, see, I knew that was gonna be easy. All there is to remember is to walk in there like you own the place. Wow, look at all these people. There's Al Gore drinking some water from one of the melting glaciers, and there's Darth Vader, Dick Cheney. Wow, so many big-name politicians here. Let's get started.